Hi, it's Emily Williams, and you're listening to the I Heart My Life show. Today's episode is a really special one. It's actually taken from a live webinar that I hosted a few months ago called Creating Your Seven-Figure Plan. So I know a lot of our listeners are entrepreneurs and people looking to scale their business. So if that's you, regardless of where you're currently at, I want you to listen to this training. So we're breaking it down into 3 different parts. So this will be the first installment taken from the webinar. So make sure you grab a pen and paper and listen to everything I have to share with you today. And if you're interested in creating your own 7-figure plan and scaling your business, go to iheartmylife.com. We have tons of incredible programs for entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs who are driven, want to make a difference in the world, and make a lot of money in the process. We have programs that will support you regardless of which level you're at, even if you're a complete newbie. So go to iheartmylife.com and check out everything we have available. Okay, let's dive into the episode. Welcome to the I Heart My Life show with success coach Emily Williams. Tune in daily to learn how to design a life you love, create more success and wealth, move past fear and blocks, and bring more joy into your life and business. It's time to create a life that's better than your dreams. This is the Create Your 7-Figure Plan for 2019 webinar. So if you have the desire to create 7 figures in your business, whether that's next year or the year after, it doesn't matter. I'm excited that you're here today. So welcome, future millionaire. So I'm Emily Williams, the founder of I Heart My Life and 7-Figure Success Coach. A little bit about me. So at I Heart My Life, we help women bust through any limiting beliefs that they have and give them tools and resources that they need to create a life and business better than their dreams. Because the truth is your mind can only take you so far. So you're actually far more capable than what you know right now in this moment. So that's really exciting. And I'm sure that there have been many times where you were able to exceed what you thought was possible. So that's the kind of mindset we look to create with our clients, that anything is possible mindset. And we love to combine success mindset principles with business strategy and high performance to create massive wealth, because we believe that all 3 of those things are essential to your success. Here's a little bit about me. So I've been featured on money.com. I also got to film a segment with them, which was super nerve-wracking. I still don't have any idea what I said, but I did it, which is what we do as entrepreneurs, right? I've been featured in Entrepreneur, the So Money podcast with Farnoosh Torabi, EO Fire with John Lee Dumas. So lots of amazing publications where I've been able to share my story and also my advice for entrepreneurs like you. Also, in the past few years, I've had the pleasure of hosting events with Kate Spade. I've hosted events all around the world with clients. My husband and I got to move into our dream home in London, and then there's me in front of the Time building in New York City. So lots of exciting things have been happening over the past 4 years since I started my business. I've also worked with some incredible mentors. That's James, my husband, and me with Brendan Burchard, who's one of the world's top coaches and the top high performance coach out there. Robin Sharma and different mentors like Selena Sue and Chris Winfield. I've had the pleasure of creating an amazing network. And we're going to talk a little bit about network today because that's part of you getting everything that you desire. I also want to talk about my clients and some of the incredible women I've had the pleasure of working with. So this is Anna, and when she came to us, she was working in her job as a lawyer, working a lot of hours and trying to get her business off the ground. And she'd already invested in a lot of other programs and was really hesitant to move forward with our coaching. I remember her sending multiple emails just asking, is this the right fit for her? Is this really going to help her? And thank goodness she moved forward because she showed up, and with our support, she was able to leave her job as a lawyer and hit 6 figures in her business. And now at this point, she's already at $250K for the year, and she's going to be scaling that, I'm sure, even beyond that. And this is Lauren. So Lauren, when she came to us, she already had a 6-figure business, but she wanted to create a consultancy side to her business. And so we worked with her in our iHeart coaching program, and we're able to help her build that business. And within 6 months, she already had that 6-figure business set up and going. Now she's doubled her businesses and she's scaling to 7 figures. So these are the type of women who we attract and get the pleasure of working with, and they showed up for their dreams. So tell me, do you resonate with those stories? Do you resonate with that level of success that these women wanted? What is the level of success that you desire for your life? What is the milestone that you're looking to hit? I want to hear. I want to really get to know you. So I know there's a few questions there. Why don't you just tell me, what is that milestone that you are looking to reach? I'd love to know. You can go ahead and type in the chat box. Okay, I know some people here are looking to hit that 7-figure level. I know others, it's 6 figures. Regardless, you are definitely in that right place. So I'm excited to have you here. I see more people typing in here. Hello from California. Great. So what is the milestone you're looking to hit? Let's keep going. Also, let me know what your intention is for today. So I'm really big on intentions. I believe that we need to have the focus on what it is that we actually desire in order to make it that reality, right? Okay, I see someone coming in. 2019 goal is 3.5 million. Awesome. Some incredible women in this group, right? So what is your goal for next year? And also, what is your intention for this training? And you can also tell me, what is your biggest question mark when it comes to actually making that happen? That goal that is so important to you, and it's at the front and center of your mind, but you just don't know what it necessarily is you don't know how to actually get there in terms of the path. Okay, cool. So it looks like we have a bit of a delay here. So I'm going to go back and answer some of these questions. So looks like some people, let's see, my intention for today is to have a map for my dreams. Beautiful. Someone has said 6 figures in 2019. Another one of you said, I don't have specific millionaire dreams, but I'm hoping to have them. Oh, I love that response. Thank you for that honesty. I love that. Yeah, so today's intention for you might be to be inspired by what I'm about to share and to open your eyes to the possibility of what could happen for you as you move forward with your dreams. Okay, Samantha says, foundation for my business. Beautiful. Okay, cool. All right. And then, like I said, what is the biggest question mark when it comes to making that dream happen? So even if you don't know what your specific goal is, you might have an idea or a feeling that you want to achieve. Maybe you want to achieve some sort of financial freedom or time freedom. What is the biggest question mark that you have at the moment when it comes to making your dreams a reality? What is that thing that you desire to know? What's that thing that would answer all of your questions if you knew how to do it? And thank you for everyone's participation so far. It's been awesome. Okay, we'll keep going here and you can chime in. So if you're anything like the women we work with, you may be feeling a little confusion. You know it's time to move away from the one-to-one or current model of your business, but you don't know how to scale. You don't know how to move away from that. How do you pivot while still making money? That's a big question mark for a lot of people. You may also be feeling fear. Maybe fear of going to that next level. I know for a lot of the women we work with, that fear of success is real. You wonder what will happen and who you'll be when you make more money. So what happens if you get out there and you find you have less time than you do now? What if you're even busier? What if you suck at managing your money? What if you lose more friends? And I say more because a lot of women who we work with, and myself included, their friendships changed as they got more successful and as they moved forward with their dreams. Not everyone is going to understand why you're doing what you're doing, and they're not going to get you. But that's okay. They're not supposed to, okay? But I understand that fear can be real. Maybe you're feeling lack. Maybe you've made money, but at the end of the month, it doesn't seem like your bank account has budged an inch. So what's going on there? Maybe you've invested in trainings and courses and coaches, and they got you to this point, but you're ready to have something left over. Maybe you have FOMO. You know, for a lot of us, possibility is not the problem. In fact, we see possibility all around, and so it makes us wonder why we don't currently have everything that we want. Maybe you see people out there hosting events or celebrating 6-figure months, getting book deals, launching their podcasts, and you have major FOMO. I get it. Maybe you're just unsure. Maybe you don't know how to really stand out online or in your industry, and you don't know if you're actually in alignment. You don't know what that next level is for you. You want to keep going, but do you go in the same direction? Do you pivot? And you're also questioning what your big purpose is. And maybe after all of those feelings, you're feeling overwhelmed. You're sick of rushing. You're sick of feeling like there's not enough time. You're not doing your best at managing your time. You can't seem to get everything done. You are that one-woman show. You haven't really hired a team. You haven't gotten the support that you actually desire. And you wonder what's going to happen when you scale. And you don't know how to delegate because you know you can do everything faster, which is the trap that a lot of us fall into when we are wearing all the hats, especially in the beginning. We think that we need to be wearing all of the hats continuously, and that does not help us scale. So what it comes down to is you don't know how to get to the next level, right? You don't know how. You don't know the how. And just like any sort of cross-country journey, you have to know the route to take in order to get there. Yes, there are probably multiple routes, but you need to have some sort of an idea of how to get where you want to go. But as we both know, you are an entrepreneur. So that means you are savvy. That means that you have been able to figure it out up until this point. And you probably didn't know how to do it when you first started either. And so this is no different. So I hope that is good news today. This is definitely not different. You can figure out the how and move forward as you go along. So I want you to really understand that I've hit 7 figures in our business, but I did not know how to do that at first, right? Like this is not something you're innately born knowing how to do. And so if you don't know how yet, that's okay. I was able to hit 7 figures in our business in my first 18 months of bringing in my first client, okay? And we've done that 4 years in a row. I've done it with a very small team. I've done it making plenty of mistakes along the way. But again, if that tells you what's possible, know that it can still happen with mistakes. And I'm really just that girl from Ohio with really big dreams. And I always say that because I want you to know I'm normal. I'm just like everyone else out there. And if I can do it, you can do it too. So today you're going to learn quite a few things. So I want you to really pay attention. You may even want to get a piece of paper and a pen. So I'm going to show you how to create a 7-figure revenue plan. It's not as hard as you would think. I'm actually going to show you behind the scenes clarity of what our 7-figure years have looked like and also what a 7-figure team looks like. I'm also going to share 9 key systems and structures and software that I had in place in our business in order to make millions, plus the one thing I wish I had in place. And the number one thing I do differently if I had to start all over again on the path to millions. And then I'm going to show you how to scale your own business to 7 figures and much, much more. So definitely turn off your phone, close other tabs. I know right now this presentation is front and center for you, but we can all be distracted very easily. I want you to safeguard yourself. Remember, this is your time. Plan to stay till the end as well because we have a live Q&A where I'm going to be taking your questions. So let's dive into it. So step 1, I have 3 steps for you today where we're going to cover all of the content that I just shared. And I see a bunch more people jumping on here. So welcome Samantha and Elisa and Lisa and Jess and Amanda and Courtney. Lovely to have you here. So step number 1 is for you to get clear on your revenue goals. Now this might sound really obvious. A lot of you just stated what your revenue goals actually are, that 3.5 million or the 6 figures or the 7 figures. You might feel like you know your revenue goals, but I want you to really understand this is not about pulling numbers out of thin air. I want you to get really clear on what that number actually is and the purpose for the money. So for those of you who don't know, I'm an expert in money mindset, and someone actually called me the queen of mindset the other day, which I'm totally going to take that on because I love it. And one of the things that I teach all of our clients is that money needs a reason to come in. It needs that purpose. So if you're just pulling money numbers out of thin air, then it's not going to feel grounded. It's not going to feel real. So you have to have a basis for those numbers. They have to add up to be that revenue goal. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second, but I basically want you to list everything out. I want you to include your expenses as well as desires. That's really key here. So this is not just about what you need to make to get by. I want you to really think about what your actual desires are in your life and in your business. What's going to excite you? What's going to be that thing that lights you up? How are you going to feel on fire for your life? That's really, really important. I run a company called I Heart My Life, right? So this is not called, I Heart My Realistic minimalistic life, or I heart just getting by. That's not what we're about here. So what is it that you actually desire? And at the same time, I want you to really remember what chapter you're in. So I love working with driven women, but oftentimes the short-term goals that people have are actually far scarier than the long-term goals. So all of us want to be the one who says, I want to make 7 figures, or I want to make 5 million, or I want to be a billionaire. All of us want to be that person to a certain extent, right? We love having those big picture dreams. We love feeling like we are setting lofty goals for ourselves. But I want you to dial it back and think about, what chapter are you in right now? What's the next milestone that you're looking to hit? Maybe for you, you're at $50,000 in your business and you're looking to scale to 200,000. Maybe you're at 6 figures and you're looking to scale to 300. Maybe you're at 300 and you're looking to scale to 500,000. I'm not saying to dial back your goals by any means, but I want you to have an awareness of what's possible for you right now with the current team you have, with the current offerings you have, with the current amount of time you have, right? All these things are really important. So most people don't go from 0 to 360. But again, you're not most people, but I just want you to have an awareness of what chapter you are in. And regardless of what that revenue goal is, you need to map it out. So I want to know, have you guys done this? Have you mapped out your revenue goals? Have you added up the numbers, so the desires and the expenses? Or are you currently pulling numbers out of thin air like most people? And again, it's not your fault. We are taught to dream big, especially those of us in the Western world and those of us who grew up with parents that encouraged that. That was definitely my family. So I'm really grateful for that. But at the same time, like I said, we don't often spend enough time focusing on our short-term goals. And that can be anywhere from, a month in advance to 90 days or even the next year. That could be short-term. I want you to think about what that next step is for you and let me know, have you done this? Have you mapped it out? Or are you pulling numbers out of thin air? And it's okay if you are. And most of the time we are visionaries, and so we don't look at the numbers, right? We just want to go, go, go. We want to do. We are very well versed in doing. And so we don't take time to plan. We don't take time to map things out. But this is my invitation for you to do so. So what this would look like would be you getting very clear on your expenses. This is a document that we give all of our Millionaire Club members in the Millionaire Club, where they actually go through and get very clear on their expenses and come up with a revenue plan for the next year. So we are all on the same page and everything is mapped out, okay? And this is what I want you to do. I want you to take a day and go through all of your expenses. I want you to list out everything in your business that you're paying for and everything in your personal life that you're paying for, and add it all up. Figure out what your life actually costs, your life and business, right? You need to know these numbers. And then you can see that you can also add in your desires. There's a column at the bottom of this where you can add in everything that you want in addition to those necessities that you are currently paying for. So how would it feel to have a clear breakdown? I see a few people here. Elisa says, I have a 2019 revenue goal and a 2021 goal, but they are nowhere near 7 figures. That's totally fine. Don't worry, Elisa. I love that you're sharing that. And what I really want you to do is focus on 2019. I want you to really understand that things can shift quickly. So I wouldn't even think about the 2021. Maybe you have a big picture goal, but also recognize that that can change and you can really knock your own socks off. It's true. So I initially wanted to hit 6 figures in my business in my first 6 months. Excuse me, that's a lie. I wanted to hit 6 figures in my business before my 30th birthday, which was October 2015. But I ended up doing it within 6 months of starting my business. So 6 figures in 6 months, which was 10 months before my 30th birthday. And then a few months after turning 30, we hit 7 figures. And so that's why I said at the beginning of this training, our mind can only take us so far. I remember one of my coaches telling me that I had the ability to turn my yearly salary as a matchmaker into my monthly salary as a coach. And I loved the sound of that, but I did think she was a little crazy, but I decided to entertain that thought. And I started to pay attention to all the women out there who were doing what I wanted to do. And I realized, why not me? Why can I not do what I desire to do if they are? And so I want to really encourage you to continue to dream big. Cool. Nikki says the 3.5 million came because I'm turning 35 next year, but I did do my homework yesterday and ran my numbers. Awesome, Nikki. Love it. So it's great. Thank you for sharing this. So Kylie says, I mapped out 2019 last week. Just need to fine tune a few things. Beautiful. Amy said, will I be able to watch the replay? Your internet connection has been horrible today. Yes, we'll have the replay up for 48 hours. So this is what I want you to do. Get clear on your revenue goals. I want you to get clear on your expenses and your desires coming up in the next year. I want you to list everything out. Again, this includes expenses and desires. I'm really, really big on that. You need to have your desires because honestly, if you're trying to make money and hit your revenue goals just to pay your tax bill, it's not going to happen because that's not a strong enough pool for most of us. Now, I'm not saying that you want to, that your only desire is to have a 5-star life or whatever. It may be something very different to that. Maybe you want more time to spend with your kids. Maybe you want to take your kids on a trip. Maybe you want to be able to retire your husband so he can join you in the business. Whatever the desire actually is, just be very clear about it and own it. So we're not going to get into this in this training because this is not a mindset training, but I see far too many women denying what it is that they actually want. And when you're in denial or you're judging what you want, you're going to block everything that you're saying that you desire. Okay, I want you to really get this. So if you're judging people who are making 3.5 million a year or 7 figures a year, you are going to block yourself and stop yourself from getting there because your subconscious does not want to feel judged. Think about it. You don't want to be judging yourself. So if you're judging people who have what it is you're saying you want, you're going to start to feel that judgment and you will subconsciously self-sabotage and not move forward with that goal. So this is, again, another training that I could talk about for days, but I want you to really get it that you need to own your desires as well and feel really excited about them. So get clear on those revenue goals. Do you require $20,000 a month or $40,000 a month or $100,000? We just heard from Nikki and she was able to add up to that 3.5 million, right? Is that you? Are you actually not aware of your revenue goals and setting them too low? Does your life actually require a lot more money coming in? Well, it's probably good for you to have an awareness around that. So is it 7 figures? Is it 300K? Is it 500K? I need you to figure out the numbers. And when you do this right, you'll feel confident in your plan and be able to hit your targets versus throwing spaghetti against the wall, hoping something sticks. We all know that feeling. We all start with that feeling. We start our businesses in that way, where we're just guessing and we don't know the how. Well, I'm inviting you to step into the next level and to figure out the how. And that starts with you figuring out your numbers. You'll also sleep better knowing where all of your money is going, and you'll know that every penny has a purpose. Won't that feel amazing to have an awareness? You'll feel like this legit business owner because you know all about your numbers. And again, most of us here are probably visionaries. We may not like pulling all of the numbers, but it's really important and it will set you up for so much success and help you feel so much more confident in your business. You'll also make more money because, like I've said about 1 billion times already, money, it has to have a purpose. So if you're not feeling grounded in the purpose for the money, or if the number has come, in and out of thin air, then it's not going to come in. It's just not the same as when you really have that purpose for the money and you make it non-negotiable. You also feel a sense of freedom in knowing exactly what to do next, and I'll show you how in just a second. Thank you for listening to this episode of the I Heart My Life show. Please take a second to leave a review. We love reading all of your comments, suggestions, and feedback. And for more inspiration, success tips, and ways to achieve your life and business goals, definitely follow me on Instagram and Facebook at I Heart My Life Now. See you next time.